Okay, I'm Tristan. I work on the partner support team. I'll be hosting the webinar today. Today we're going to go over the partner dashboard. I'm just going to go through all of the tools that will allow you to set up customers and start running backups and monitor the backup events. So when you first log into the dashboard, you'll see this home screen. On the home screen, you'll see your backup space allocation, your file locker seats allocation if you have file locker seats. The top row, you'll see the menu buttons up here, which will give you access to all of the functions within the dashboard. You can find any news and updates on the top portion here. Under backup account usage, you'll find the top 5 performing accounts. Backup activity will show all the backup activity for all the systems that are being backed up under your dashboard. The graph section will show the number of files that were backed up in the last 3 months. The size tab will show the amount of data that was backed up in the last 3 months. And the use space tab will show a pie chart on the percent allocated. So this is not the actual data usage. This is just the amount of space that are allocated between all of your backup accounts and company accounts. Under tools, you'll find the same functions that you would see up here in the menus up here. You'll find our support section, and under the download section you'll find the same download links for the InfraScale products that you would see up here in the apps drop-down menu. Alright, so let's get started with creating a backup account. So if you want to create a backup account directly under your main partner dashboard, you can go under Manage, Backup Accounts, and click on Add New Backup Account. Alright, so here you can fill out the customer's information. You could enter in the customer's name, their email address, their username. When you fill out the email address, it's going to automatically populate the automatically going to populate the email address under the username field. But you can set a regular username for the backup account. One note is when you create the backup account, it's not possible to change the username. So make sure you choose a username that the customer will like or something that you'll remember. If you needed to use a different username, you'll have to just create a brand new backup account. A common question is if you can transfer data from one backup account to another. That is not currently possible, so if you create a new backup account, you would have to do a full new backup. All right, so then you could fill out the customer's password and UltraSafe. If this customer is backing up medical records and the account needs to be HIPAA compliant, then you'll need to enable UltraSafe. This will disable the password reset option. Otherwise, you can leave it disabled and fill out the secret question and answer and the account allocation size. Once you create the backup account, it's not possible to enable or disable UltraSafe. However, you can always go through and change the account size. Same with the licenses. So when you're creating the accounts, you can assign an EGR license, a ShadowProtect license, or enable NGuard. After the account is created, you can always go through and enable or disable the licenses. If you guys have any questions during the webinar, you can reply back in the questions box, and I'll go ahead and answer them. Alright, so once you fill out the customer's information, you can click on Create, and this box will remain open to allow you to create additional accounts. If you're finished, you can click on the X up here or hit the Escape key. All right, so another type of account that you can create is a company account. You can go under Manage, Companies, and Add New Company. So a company is a little different than a regular backup account. A company account will create a sub-dashboard. So it's going to have its own, the business would have their own dashboard that will look just like yours. The only options they won't have is the ability to change the rebranding or to create additional companies. So if you have a large business that you like to sign up, you can create a company account and have everything grouped on all of the individual backup accounts for that company managed under one dashboard there. So you can fill out the company name here and the allocation that you like to give to the company and the number of EGR licenses and ShadowProtect licenses. This box here is managed, means if you do have a support contract with the customer, then you're going to want to keep it managed. This allows you to have access to the dashboard. So it allows you to log into the dashboard and have access to the company's backup events and the individual backup accounts within the company. You'll have access to the data. If you're just reselling and you don't have a support contract, you can uncheck the Manage button and you won't have access to any of the information or monitoring events. Enable NGuard. NGuard allows for further analytics for backup accounts. It also enables endpoint data protection, allows you to run backups directly from the dashboard. You can initiate a backup. You can also perform remote wipes and retrieve diagnostic logs directly within the dashboard. Here you can fill out the admin account. So when you first create a company, it's going to want you to set up an admin account, and that's basically a backup account as well. So if you're just going to create a company account with one backup account, you can use the admin account as the backup account. So here you can fill out the information for the admin account. For the username, I usually set it to something similar to the company name instead of sending it to an email address. So I would do company_admin or something like that. That way, if the company's admin, if they change their admins, you can always just stick with the generic name instead of having to deal with creating a new account to match the new email address. You can fill out the password for the company admin account, and you'll have the same UltraSafe option and secret question and answer fields. When you create the company account, the username to log into the company would be the admin account here. So if we go under Manage Companies, View and Manage Companies, this will display the list of all of the companies under your dashboard. You'll see the company name, the admin full name, the admin username and email address. You'll also find the allocation for the company. Percent allocation, this is the amount that's actually allocated between individual accounts, the number of licenses that are assigned, and the products. So you can see this company has the backup and FileLocker product, and you'll also find the number of backup accounts and FileLocker accounts here. If the company is a managed company, you'll have the option to log in to the dashboard. So let's find a managed company. This is a managed company. So you'll have the option to log in as company admin, and you'll log into that dashboard, and you could, under the company admin, you can create backup accounts or view any monitoring events. If the company is not managed, you won't see that option, and you would have the ability to cancel the account or edit the company products. If they have a FileLocker Enterprise assigned to the account, you can still log into the FileLocker account. If there was a specific company that you wanted to locate, you can always use the Filters tab up here. So let's go under the regular backup accounts page. So if you wanted to view a list of all of your backup accounts, you can go under Manage, Backup Accounts, View and Manage Backup Accounts. These are just individual backup accounts that were created directly into your dashboard. If you wanted to view all backup accounts throughout your main dashboard and the company dashboards, you can go under the filters and select all accounts. So right now it's just showing the backup accounts that are under my main dashboard. Here I can view the account name, the current company that the account is under, the account size, percentage used. This is the actual data used. So out of a 2 gig account, there's about 263 MB being used. You can see if the account is a trial account, the sign-up date, the number of backup events, number of backup devices, and the email address associated with the account. So this email address is used for the password reset. So if the customer forgets a password, the password will be sent to this email address. You can always change the email address associated with the account, but not the username. You can also see whether or not the account is being monitored. And under the Actions menu, you can assign a remote backup policy. Remote backup policies will override any selection done locally on the computer. So from your dashboard, you can select certain files to be backed up or certain directories to back up. You can also set a schedule. You have pretty much the same tools within the dashboard compared to directly within the software. You can also move the account to an existing company. So for example, if you just created one individual account and the customer wants their own dashboard, or you want to upgrade them to a company dashboard, you can create a company dashboard, then move that existing account to the company. You can also upgrade the account or resize the account, change the account email address, cancel the account. You can log in as the backup account. This will send you directly to the customer's My Account page. The My Account page allows your customers to access the backed up data from a web browser. So if they're away from their computer, they can log into their My Account page and retrieve backed up data. You can also enable or disable NGuard from this menu here. Right, so let's go on to our monitoring page. So under the monitoring menu, you can either show all error events, just the warning events, or all events. I'm just going to go under here, show all events. Here you'll see green completed check notification if the backup session completed without any errors. You'll see the orange completed notification if the backup session completed with at least one failed file. If the backup hasn't didn't go through in the last 3 days or last week, you'll see the orange completed notification as well. And remember, this monitoring page will show the latest event for all the systems being backed up. You can also filter these events. So if you just wanted to view the monitoring information for a specific company, you can select the company, or if you want to view all accounts, you can specify it here. So within the monitoring section, you can see the exact account and the system that it's being backed up under is account. You can also view the backup type and the event date. For more information, you can click on the Details button, and it'll show you things like the duration, the number of uploaded files, files that failed, unchanged files, and the total amount of files that were processed. Let's see if we can find any error events. Okay, so if the backups haven't ran in last week, you'll see the red notification. Let's see if we can find any other. If the backup did not complete properly, you'll see the failed notification. So that can occur if the backups were running and the machine was rebooted. Under the actions, you can configure backup jobs, or you can remove a specific event from the monitoring page. An email report containing this exact information can also be set up. You can go under the monitoring settings here, or under settings you can go to monitoring settings. So within the monitoring settings, you can set up a daily email notification. This will give you an exact snapshot of your monitoring page. You can send it out to multiple email addresses, just separate by a space or a comma or a semicolon. If you just wanted to view the errors, you can subscribe to that. If you have some type of remote management system to capture events, you can set up you can enter in the URL there. If you wanted to view the account details, for example, the account size and usage, you can subscribe to daily reports here. And if there was a specific account that you didn't want to monitor, you can uncheck that account here. Okay, let's go on to reporting. Reporting is very similar to the monitoring. Reporting will just show the last 30 days of all of the backup events. Just give it a few seconds to load. Alright, while that's loaded, I'm just going to describe the columns that you'll see. You'll see pretty much the same thing as the monitoring section. You'll have the account name, the system that's being backed up, the exact backup type, the backup set size. So this is the total selection, the number of files in the backup set, the number of unchanged files, new files, and files that failed to back up. You'll see the exact start and end time of the backup. You'll find the duration and the speed. If there's a specific account that you wanted to locate, you can use the filters, or you can even filter by system, the account type. So if you just wanted to view Exchange backups or files and folder backups, you can also filter by events. So if you just wanted to view failed events or backup systems that weren't backed up in the last week. And you could also, within the monitoring section and reporting page, you can also export all of these details to an Excel document. Alright, so let's go through the settings. Under the settings, you'll find the rebrand settings. The rebrand settings allows you to change the look and feel of the Windows online backup software. So within the rebrand settings, you can set a product name. This will appear in the upper left portion of the online backup software within the Windows title. You can also set a logo. The logo will appear in the lower left-hand portion of the online backup software on the home screen. You can set a desktop icon, so this will show up on the customer's desktop shortcut. You can upload a client banner, and this will appear in the top portion of the online backup software. For all of these images, you can click on the question mark here to get the exact resolution. For a desktop icon, you want to use a image editor or any free converter tools, online or local tools, to convert the image, like a PNG or a JPEG, to a .ico format. And you want to use a 48 by 48 image size, and that will allow you to upload a desktop icon. If you try to upload a picture in another format, for example PNG or JPEG, it's going to give you an error message. So just make sure you have it converted into a .ico. Down here, you can set a report sender address. So this is an email address that's going to be the from address or the reply to address. These are the email reports that are sent to the customer when the backup session completes. You can also, under the My Account URL, you can leave that empty. That's going to automatically direct the customer to their My Account page. A button for the My Account is on the online backup software home screen. The product site URL, you can fill out your company's website there, and the Contact Us page, and the upgrade URL. So within the software, you'll see a link with a Contact Us page or support link, and when the customer clicks on the support link, it's going to go to whatever you have set for the Contact Us URL. Same with the upgrade URL. If you set a upgrade URL, you'll see a green upgrade button within the software, and when the customer clicks on that, it'll go to your upgrade page. The web portal URL and workstation URL, backup URL, can remain blank. Those will automatically direct to the correct destinations. If you purchased FileLocker seats, you can go to the FileLocker tab here and set a logo that will appear in the upper left-hand portion of all of your FileLocker enterprises. You can also set your contact information here. Another note about the rebrand settings, you can always change around the settings. So when you install the online backup software, the setup is a generic setup. The rebrand settings are downloaded once you log into the software. And if you make any changes to the rebrand settings within your dashboard, the new changes will be applied when the customer relaunches the online backup software and logs in. Under settings, you'll also find client messaging. This allows you to advertise to your customers through the online backup software. On the online backup software, on the bottom portion or the footer of the software, you can set up a messaging a window. So for example, you can, let's say you're a reseller of another product, like an antivirus product, you can have the software search for a specific registry key, and if it finds that registry key, you can set up a success image and link, and if it doesn't, you can have a failed message link and a failed image. So for example, you can set a registry key for Norton Antivirus, and if it finds it, then it'll say you're secure. Great. If it doesn't, you can have it say you're not secured, and provide them with a link to purchase the antivirus software through your website. Another use for client messaging is to further rebrand the software. So for example, you can set a registry key that will always fail and then add in an image for that, and that will basically be the footer for the software. Under the settings, you can set the password for your dashboard. We've already went over the monitoring settings. You can view a Get Started video. This will just show a quick overview of the dashboard and other recorded webinars and dashboard videos. Under the Apps menu, you'll find the download links for the online backup software. This can be installed on any Windows machine. MSI, you can also use this one if you're going to do a mass deployment using a group policy object on an Active Directory. Usually you can just use the exe if you're just going to install it one by one. You can also download the online backup for Mac and Shadow Protect. You can also find the links down here under the download section. The link for the online backup software, that's going to always point to the latest version of the online backup software. So you can copy this link and bookmark it, or copy it and put it on your website or some template, and it's always going to point to the latest copy. Under the download section, you may find an older version of Shadow Protect. Just ignore this and use the latest copy. Version 3.5 is just for legacy support and can no longer be activated. You want to use the latest and greatest of Shadow Protect here. So you'll also find the EGR software. So the granular recovery for Exchange software, that can be used to extract an individual mailbox item from a backed up Exchange database. So for example, if you backed up an Exchange mailbox database using the online backup software or Shadow Protect, you can use the EGR software to mount that backed up Exchange database and browse through and find an email and export the email to a running Exchange server, or you can export it to an Outlook PST file. Shadow Protect allows you to do a bare metal image of a server or a desktop. You can take an image of all the volumes on the desktop or server, and using those images you can restore it to a new set of hardware or to a blank disk. You can also spin up the images into a VM. Alright, so let's go on to the next tool. Under Tools, you'll find Remote Backup Policies. Here you can create a backup selection for your customers. You can go to Create, and here you can set your policy name. You can set a file scanner mode. Usually the file scanner modes are used for desktop environments. For example, if you wanted to scan all folders for common file types. Usually on a server environment, you want to use either the advanced options here, where you can set specific folders to be backed up or specific files, and you can also exclude folders and files. Within here, you can also set up the schedules. So once a remote policy has been created, you can go under the Backup Accounts page and click on the Actions button for the account. Go to Manage Backup Policies, and you can select a specific system to a certain remote backup policy. Under the Manage section, you'll find the Devices tab. Here, you'll have access to the Devices tab or Devices under the Tools section if you have the NGuard license. Within the NGuard page or the Devices page, you can also go in and configure a remote policy. You can browse the directory tree of the system. You can retrieve diagnostic logs or backup logs. You can initiate a backup or update of the software. You can even remotely wipe the device. The remote wipe feature is great in case this was a laptop that was being protected and it was lost or stolen. If you wanted to if you wanted to run a backup on all accounts at once or run an update, you can use the mass actions up here. If you wanted to view further analytics of the account, you can click on the account username here, and it's going to give you a nice summary of the number of files backed up by the account, the account size, and you can also view the devices that are being backed up under the account and view the location. You can get a great little chart on all of the backup events and the locations that are used in the backup account. Under the Tools section, you'll also find the Build MSI. Here you can create a custom installer for the online backup software. So you can, for example, let's say your customer, you have a customer that just needs to back up QuickBooks files. You can create a remote policy that will only look for QuickBook file types, and you could, for example, name the MSI as QuickBooks and set a expiration date. And this option here will allow the online backup software to appear in the Start menu. You can even allow a backup account to be automatically created. So, for example, you can set the username template to be based on the domain username. So, for example, if the domain is LAX and the username is user1, when the customer runs this MSI on the system, it's going to create a backup account user1 at lax.com or something like that. You can even set the size and expiration and hit Generate MSI. Once you create the MSI, you can download it on the right side here. So this is great if your customer has a bunch of desktops that needs to be backed up. You can just use the MSI installer and even use a group policy object to install it on multiple systems at once. Under the support section, you'll find a dashboard overview, just a quick video going over the tools of the dashboard. The Partner Resource Center, you can find marketing information. The backup guide has the guide on all of the InfraScale products. You can reach support by doing a live chat, or you can go to our knowledge base and find articles on any common issues or find solutions on best practices. FileLocker knowledge base, and you can also directly give us a phone call. You can also submit tickets from the dashboard. All right, so that about concludes our webinar. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us, and thanks for joining.